This is a conspiracy. An article in the Wall Street Journal exposed Trump's insider connections. In just a few days, his family and followers acquired a fortune of $160 billion. The Trump family alone accounted for a quarter of it. We don't know exactly how much truth there is in this matter. But from now on, even the label of stock market god will have to give way to Trump. On April 7th, it only took 8 minutes, and trillions of US dollars evaporated from the stock market. By April 10th, a large amount of unknown funds poured into the stock market. Trump even tweeted that buying now means the stock price will rise. Right after that, the United States announced a 90-day suspension of the implementation of tariffs on 75 countries. In just dozens of minutes, the stock market rose by several percentage points. Just ask, who else could do this? Who could be so prescient? I reckon even Warren Buffett, if he were here, would have to give way to Trump. In the wild swings between sharp drops and rises in the stock market, knowing insider information is nothing special. It's prediction that makes one invincible. We've seen the videos Trump released in the past few days, basically showing how much money this person or that person has made. If this is true, then Trump seems more like a huge corrupt official who abuses his power for personal gain. With such blatant financial harvesting, how many more times do you think the United States can pull this off? What's really terrifying about the United States now is not Trump's astonishing actions, but the subsequent panic. The 75 countries will definitely have to face the issue sooner or later, because the increase of tariffs is just postponed, not terminated. Look, Japan actually sold off US Treasury bonds. During the week when Trump announced the reciprocal tariffs, it directly caused significant fluctuations in the US Treasury bonds that had been dormant for 20 years. The yield rate kept rising. That's because some people were frantically selling them. The United States thought these sales were all done by insiders, because of Trump's actions. But when they investigated, they found that many countries were selling off the bonds. And it turned out that Japan was the one selling the most. They don't want to be cannon fodder anymore. They must know best what the United States has put Japan through in recent years. As soon as there's a problem, Japan and South Korea will definitely be the first to bear the brunt. However, now Japan has denied it. Could this become an unsolved mystery? As soon as they sensed the wrong wind direction, this time the U.S. Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, directly stepped forward and said to extend the suspension for another 90 days. The decision to impose additional tariffs on some countries was made by Trump. At the same time, the White House press secretary also came out to soothe the public. You've misunderstood. You only saw that the tariffs on some goods are too high, but didn't you notice that the tariffs on some other goods are still very low? Why are you making such a fuss? Please trust the steady traders from Wall Street. Just endure it for a while and it will pass. When you're out there in the world, you can't avoid getting hurt. Of this is just my personal opinion. Don, of course, I'll think too much about it. But looking at the actions of these US politicians, I don't think I'm wronging them at all. The representatives of the White House basically mean one thing: don't cause trouble for me. It's no use causing trouble. Even if Trump is accused of manipulating the stock market, without evidence, I'm afraid no one dares to take action against him. Anyway, with so many charges already against him, Trump already has about 50 charges against him now. One more charge doesn't make much of a difference. Facing Trump's policies that change overnight, not only is the Democratic Party unhappy, even people within the Republican Party feel the same way. What on earth does Trump want to do? Trump claimed that he would earn $2 billion in tariffs every day. It seemed like remarkable achievements. But when they investigated, they found that it was less than $200 million. It was another false claim. These data are false. But the price of eggs in the United States has increased by 40% again. And many car manufacturers are wailing. The price of parts has increased by 124%. And for iPhones, the price of each phone has increased by about 700 yuan. There's even more data. The more tariffs are imposed, the more prices keep rising. Just like Musk's reform, it failed after only 71 days. Trump said that the reciprocal tariffs would last for more than 100 days. But who would have thought that it was revoked by his own people in just 5 or 6 days? They said it was because the tariff settlement system was broken, meaning they couldn't calculate the new tariffs, so they could only go by the previous ones. In the end, it's the programmers who bear it all. Hitting the pause button is like admitting defeat. Otherwise, according to Trump's personality, he would still charge ahead recklessly. But now that Pandora's box has been opened, it's not something the United States can close. I reckon the U.S. Customs is still in a state of confusion now. How on earth should they calculate the tariffs? Because Trump doesn't give you enough time to think at all. He might make a decision in just a few seconds, relying entirely on his intuition, causing trade worth trillions of dollars to fluctuate. Now even those countries that were just following along are confused. Why aren't the tariffs being increased further? Trade wars and tariff wars, we all know they bring no benefits. Why go through all this trouble? This is the United States' last resort. According to the United States logic, when it's strong, it preaches free trade, but when others are strong and it feels threatened, it resorts to tariff barriers. Now the United States wants global capital to flow back. But Trump's actions have had the opposite effect. To sum it up, the United States needs to hold on. No, it should be the ordinary people in the United States who need to hold on, because with the rising prices, they are the first ones to suffer. They try to persuade the lower classes to accept the high-priced goods, so that they can reap more from the additional tariffs. And it's Trump who deliberately released the panic. He's been doing evil deeds and frantically harvesting in the financial world. Since he came to power, he first threatened Panama, Canada, and Greenland. Then he launched an attack on the Houthi forces. It's not hard to see that the United States, or rather the United States top echelons, have changed from guiding the progress of humanity to becoming a factor of instability in the world.